Hey, what is up everybody? In this video we are taking a look at these, the brand new Adidas Boston 10. Hey, what is up everyone? Welcome back to FORDY RUNS. How are we all doing? Let me know in the comments, and while you're there, tell me, Boston 10, are you going for a pair? Got a pair? If you have, let us know in the comments how you'll find them. What colourway did you go for? What do you think of this one? Does it look awesome? Let me know in the comments. I'll be very interested to know what you're thinking about the Boston 10, because it is a big departure for Adidas. Now I probably might stay Adidas a couple of times as well to keep the sort of UK, US viewers happy, so just apologise if it annoys anybody, but I'll slip between the two. But yeah, this is a big departure from what the Boston used to be about. Now, if you are new to the channel, I am not a... Now this is actually, that's unfair. I was going to say I'm not a big fan of Adidas. I don't, or have not in the past, got on very well with Adidas shoes. The SL20 worked for me. The Adios Pro, the first one, worked for me to a degree. The Adizero Pro didn't. I don't think I was fast enough for that. What else? The Solar Boost, I think that was overpriced. I've not really got on Ultra Boost 21, don't get me started. I've not really got on that well with Adidas shoes over the time, mainly because they're expensive, they're quite heavy, and I just found there's better out there. But I have been really interested to get my hands on the Boston 10 because of the sort of big departure that Adidas have made with it, and because obviously we've gone Light Strike Pro with Light Strike with some carbon elements in it, and all that, and we'll come on to that in a minute. So I'm kind of interested to sort of give you my feedback on this shoe. So let's, before we get into you know, what I feel about it and all that sort of stuff. Oh, and by the way, this is a first impression, so the usual, actually I've done 4 runs in this, but usually we do about 3 runs for a first impressions video, so this is what this is as a heads up. But let's get into the stats and features, let's get them done, and I'll let you know what I think about it for first impressions. Right, so stats and features. Now I think this is reasonably priced, this shoe. It's £130 and is available on the Adidas website and a few other places. Now we've got Light Strike Pro and we've got Light Strike, so it's a combination of the two. Now the Light Strike Pro was the sort of softer, sort of faster compound that was found on the Adidas Pro, and they've shipped that into the Boston, and they've added Light Strike at the bottom, I guess in more of a sort of stability and durability EVA foam on the bottom part of it, just to give you that sort of, that sort of comfort of having something a little bit firmer to sort of tame the Light Strike Pro. Now what's deceiving is you think there's a massive lump of Light Strike Pro in this shoe, and actually this is more for aesthetics than anything else. There's not as much of Light Strike Pro in this shoe as it looks, and I've seen that. That's not me firsthand. I've seen that from other reviewers that have really drilled down into the shoe, and they've said that actually this bumper around here is more for show. The Light Strike Pro, there's less of it when you get actually into the shoe. But yeah, the Light Strike Pro is the softer, more responsive feeling compound from Adidas, and then you've got the Light Strike, which is definitely a more, but it's a firmer ride versus the Light Strike Pro. We've got a twin layer upper, we've got this sort of translucent outer part of it, and then you've got what is effectively a one-piece bootie in there that surrounds your foot, which is super comfortable. But yeah, you've got 2 layers, which doesn't make it hot because the bootie construction is this sort of mesh material that opens up. Can you see that? So your foot doesn't get hot in there, but I kind of like it actually. The only thing is annoying that down the canal toe pass I have found little bits and pieces jumping in here when I've been running down there. That's the only thing. It does like dust and stuff like that. You've got like this velvet material around the front that's going to get absolutely ruined down the canal toe paths for me, but it is what it is. We've got, what else? In terms of weight, I wanted to weigh it because it's quite heavy in hand versus some of the other sort of daily trainers out there at the moment. Hang on a sec, we're going to go, okay, we're going to go ounces first, people. Okay, so UK 9.5 for me, 11.2 ounces. Okay, now grams, 317 grams, UK 9.5. I'm going to turn them off and turn them on again, just so I don't get any sort of deviations in the weight, because these scales can play up, as we know, on the channel by now. So grams, retest, 318 grams and 11.2 ounces, which is quite heavy, isn't it? And you can actually feel the weight in hand. We'll come on to that. In terms of fit, true to size, I would say. Now, what's interesting in terms of the rest of the midsole and the makeup of the shoe, which is one of the big departures for it from the original, is that you've got a carbon plate piece in the heel, and then you've got the Adidas energy rods. So they're sort of carbon-ish rods that go through, that create, they're like that almost. They're like a spine. Instead of having one piece of carbon plate, you've got like the energy rods. And I'll read you a bit of the old technology. Hang on a second. So we've got anatomically designed carbon technology with energy rods that spring back faster during the run with a lightweight stiffness. There you go. That's what they are. We've got on the outsole Continental rubber, obviously from Adidas. They come with a Continental rubber. And you know what? Straight away, the traction's brilliant on this, by the way. Really, really good. Just in that B-roll, I was down the seafront and it was sand. And these things were gripping on there quite nicely as well. So I think you're up to speed in terms of what we've got and what we haven't got on the shoe. Plenty of foam around there, which is nice and comfortable as a daily trainer. I think that is about it. Okay, so where do we start? Now, my feeling, now you let me guys know, is that this is Adidas or Adidas's attempt to kind of copy, to a degree, the sort of Saucony Speed training competition shoe, I would say. They've taken the sort of ethos of the Boston, which a lot of people used to wear for races and stuff like that, and then they've stuck some carbon in it and added a load of stack to it. Oh, by the way, I didn't come on to the stack heights. Let me give you the stack heights of this shoe. So according to Adidas, this thing has got an 8.5mm drop. They've cranked up the stack height, and this has now got a 39.5mm stack in the heel to a 31 in the front, which is quite a lot when you think about it from what it used to be. But anyway, sorry, I totally digressed. So where do I see this? So this is yeah, I think this is along the lines of Adidas thinking Saucony Speed. So you've got the sort of Pro, which you could argue is sort of along the lines of the Adios Pro 2. I don't think it's along the lines of the Prime X, but that's a different story. But along the lines of the Pro 2, Adios Pro 2. Then you've got this as the sort of, so that's Pro Speed. See what I'm thinking? But the problem is, firstly, the weight, I think, is too heavy. For something that is comparable to the Saucony Speed. And it just felt a little bit, again, this is only first impressions, but it just felt a little bit boring. I don't know whether that's unfair or fair. Now, I think maybe it's a little bit unfair because I have been out and about doing a fair amount of miles recently in the Speed 2 since they dropped. I've been spending time in that shoe, and I've gone from the Speed 2 to this. So maybe that's probably been a bit unfair to it because I've gone from that sort of heavy rocker sensation from the Speed Roll with the softer Power Run PB to this, which is heavier, sort of thicker, and just a little bit more denser in terms of the shoe. You don't get that sort of forward motion from the shoe. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it per se, apart from the weight. There's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing that's exciting about it. I was expecting maybe a little bit too much from it because of the carbon elements to it with the Light Strike, with the Light Strike Pro. We've got the energy rods, the plate underneath the foot. I was just expecting a little bit more, I don't know, Saucony Endorphin Speed-ish kind of feeling from it. And that's where I kind of, yeah, sort of just got, is that it kind of thing. Now, price-wise, 130 quid, good. It's a daily trainer. That's good. This is much better than an Ultra Boost, for example. So if you're looking for a daily trainer and you like Adidas, this is much better than an Ultra Boost. It'll do you much better, in my opinion. It's the good thing with it, I think, is the stability. The outsole is very good, but the stability is a real big factor for me. I think the upper's okay. You know, that's a little bit annoying about the stuff, bits and bobs getting stuck down there, but it is what it is. But overall, the breathability is nice, the fit's nice, and all that kind of stuff. It's comfortable as a daily trainer, all that. But I don't know, it was like, I wish it was a little bit more speed. Yeah, I think that's the thing, right? I don't want to be harsh on it because it's a first impressions. So we're going to go careful with it. I think as a daily trainer, there's a lot better out there. I think as a racing and training shoe, you buy the Endorphin Speed or Speed 2. If you're an Adidas fan, whatever country you come from, and you're looking for a daily trainer, then this is probably the way to go. So that's probably the best way to sum it up, I would say. First impressions is it's a bit heavy. There's not a hell of a lot to it in terms of feedback at the moment. The Light Strike and the Light Strike Pro weren't lighting me up like the Speed 2. That's not to say there was anything bad about it, but I was expecting more. It is stable. It is well priced. But after first impressions, I still think you go and buy the Speed 2 from Saucony.